Hey guys, Barry Burhoff here with Vaughn and Shane, and on today's Shurhold Clean and Simple tips, we're going to be talking about inflatable life jackets and everything you need to know from regulations to repacking.
Shurhold, Clean and Simple.
So obviously we're back from getting all dried up from the little bit of fun we had in the pool, and let's actually talk about what went on there and what we got going on here. The version of the inflatable vests we have the hydrostatic valve, and what that means is they are auto-inflating when they hit the water. They can get splashed, they can get sprayed. It's actually the water pressure that sets them off. They also have this tab here on the bottom that you can manually pull them, and some of the other vests are manual only. Now ours are a recreational use only type 2 vest. A couple things that are true across all of them is these are only for people over 80 pounds, they're adult only, 16 years and older. So even though my kids were having fun in the pool, they would not be classified as vests for them on the vessel. Additionally, these vests do not count towards your total life vests on board unless they are being worn. Now our vests that we set off today are a couple years old, and the hydrostatic valve in them has a little green window that tells you that the vest is still okay before you put it on, and it also has a date. Now we had ours for a couple of years and ours were out of date, so they were ready for us to recharge, and I figured, hey, what better way to recharge them than first blow them up, have a little fun in the pool. And we learned a couple things when we blew them up. When you go in, they don't instantly inflate. It takes a second for that hydrostatic valve to feel the pressure of the water, and there is that slight delay you see, but as soon as it feels it and it gets past that delay, boy do they inflate, and they inflate quickly with a nice little kind of bang. There is no discomfort when they come off. They just fill in real nicely, they bring you to the surface, and they are very, very good at supporting you. So I felt very well supported by this vest in the water. So using this out on the center console or in rough seas when I'm wearing it, I'm looking forward to using this because it doesn't take up a lot of space, and I will feel very secure in this offshore because it did provide a lot of support. Ours, again, were out of date, and so we blew them up. This is what they look like fully inflated and dry, and we are going to take this opportunity to show you guys how we repack one of these that's been opened, and then also how we replace the cartridge. Now these cartridges are pretty expensive, and that's because of the hydrostatic valve that's inside them. They're probably about half the cost, if not more, of the jacket itself, but it is still worth redoing them when it's done versus buying a new jacket. Also, make sure you buy the right cartridge set to match your jacket, because not every jacket goes with every cartridge set. So let's go ahead and get started, see what we got in the box, and get this thing going. Our cartridge kit comes with a new hydrostatic valve and ripcord, a new CO2 cartridge and the back valve, and then also this little key here. Now this key is for getting the old valve and cartridge out of the vest. You don't need it to put it back together. So we're going to do that right now. Mine's inflated, so what we're going to do is we're going to let a little bit of air out from the manual inflator just to make it a little bit easier to work with. The rest of the air will come out once we get the valve out. So okay, so now we should be able to turn this inside out a little bit better so you can see. And so we can get to the valve. You can see now ours was a 2017. These were out of date, which is why we had some fun with them and it was time to replace them. The key goes right in where the instructions said, and you give it a turn, and that's going to unlock the hydrostatic valve from the backing plate, and it comes right off like that. And we're going to make sure we set this off to the side. We don't want to put the old one back on because that hydrostatic valve is no good anymore. Then you need to gently push out through the O-ring gasketed hole the old cartridge, and this is what inflated it, and that lives actually inside the jacket. And so now we're going to take this opportunity to push all this air out of this jacket, and we're going to fold this one up. Now you do want to check with your jacket manufacturer the proper procedure for folding it up. Ours, because they were inflated, we need to take all the zippers and reset them. And what that means is we're going to run the zipper back to its starting point on both ends, so that way when we fold this properly, it will zip. Because the way these jackets work is they actually explode open and they pop the zipper. But they are designed to be repacked and reused, which is great. So these are not one-time use jackets. You need to work that zipper all the way back around to its starting point. Now on these Mustang jackets, the Type Cs that we have here, the starting point for both zippers is all the way on this one side, right down here. So now I got them both back to their starting points. We get the jacket folded in properly. You want to make sure all the air is out of it and pushed out. We're going to do the lower zipper first with that end folded. Once you get to the tag end, that goes back up inside this hole of the jacket, just so you don't have the zipper end hanging there and nobody can mess with it. And this top folds back in like so. And we're going to start to work this zipper around. Now we're not going to go all the way because we need this section still open to work with in order to finish our cartridge exchange. And now working with our new cartridge, you can see there's a diagram here of where they want the cartridge seated inside the jacket. We're going to take the new cartridge, we're going to run it inside the jacket, matching the diagram. The entire thing has to get inside, the back valve and everything, and then you want to move it back so it is just poking through and has the O-ring perfectly seated. The next step is to get your hydrostatic valve. Now the hydrostatic valve, you want the hydrostat part, this part here, at a 90-degree angle for these Mustangs. And you will find, once you get it in place, it will pop, and then you push this to lock it. And make sure it's nice and seated, everything's through the O-ring, perfect. Now we can finish the fold by putting it back inside of itself. Finish zipping it up. And same thing on this end, we want to take the extra zipper and set it inside the jacket. Now this, you can see through the window, we now have till 2023 on this jacket. We have the green, which means this is good. So this is an excellent, ready to use, fully repacked jacket. You want to make sure that you keep these in a clean, dry spot on the boat. You don't want them to be submerged because then it will inflate again and you won't have it when you need it. And again, I do want to reiterate, these don't count unless you're wearing them. So do make sure if you're in a situation where you need them, you have them on and ready to go. You have your back strap all adjusted and tight and around you. So with that, we have a fully finished and repacked life jacket that's good to go for another couple of years. I'm Barry Burhoff with Shurhold, here to help you keep your boat clean and simple.
Come on, guys. Who left mud on my end screen? We got to keep this place clean around here. That's better.